This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, the bad actors who are naked shorting AMC, GME, and a whole lot of other stocks, they want us to believe that their liquidity is getting better. The banks that are financing this criminal activity, this Ponzi scheme, which I believe is the biggest Ponzi scheme in the history of this planet, want us to think that they're not running out of money, that their liquidity is infinite. And when we look at the reverse repo, they seem to have found like another $80 billion in reverse repo. They're claiming that a reverse repo is $286 billion. And I, in my opinion, believe this is fugazi. Okay? If you look at what's happening in the markets over the last 3 weeks, do you guys see any way these banks could have all this extra money for the reverse repo? They are hanging on by their fingernails. They are closing branches. Commercial loans are not being paid. Credit cards are not being paid. Auto loans are not being paid. Student loans are not being paid. How are the banks finding all these billions of dollars to put into the reverse repo? The only way that I believe, and this is just my opinion, I have no proof of anything. I theorize a lot. The only way this is real is if the federal government is doing what they did back in January, putting $500 billion into the reverse repo to stop the banks from going under. Okay? I do not believe the banks have all this extra cash laying around to put in a reverse repo. I don't believe that. I believe that they are in trouble financially. I believe they're hanging on by their fingernails. And I believe the uncertainty with the tariffs is crashing the market and they're losing additional money because the stocks that they're big in, that they're long on, are losing billions of dollars every day. So how are they losing billions of dollars over here, but somehow have billions of dollars to put into a reverse repo? It makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. It doesn't add up mathematically to me, but I could be incorrect. But I believe if these numbers are real, the United States government is supplementing the reverse repo with our tax dollars. But here's the thing. Everything they do eventually is going to come to light. So if these numbers are real, eventually we'll know. If these numbers are fake, eventually we'll know. But I believe the bad actors and the banks that finance their criminality in the United States stock market, I believe is coming to an end. I believe that the NWBO lawsuit is going to let us get our hands on the trading history of NWBO, which should let us get our hands on the trading history of AMC, GME, MMTLP, MULN, Lucid, and a whole lot of other stocks to show the courts a pattern of behavior of these bad actors. And hopefully my lawsuit allows me to get my hands on that trading history also. And then the fraud floodgates are going to be open. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think that the bad actors, the naked shorters, and the banks that finance them are finding billions of dollars to put into the reverse repo? Anyway, have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.